Uneducated experts.
Uneducated experts.
Motherfucking.
Uneducated experts.
Episode 12.
And we are back. Welcome back to the Uneducated Experts. I am Mink. Are you there?
Yeah. I'm here. What's going on, man? How y'all doing today?
Bro,
Yeah.
I would punch you if my back wasn't hurt and if I was in the same room as you for making me pause for 10 seconds right now.
Ain't nobody tell you to pause?
I didn't pause it. I'm saying there was a pause between us.
Well,
I just tried to do our little intro and you just didn't do it.
Nah. I'm protesting.
You taking a knee?
Nah, I'm not taking a knee. I'm actually sitting on a box that I'm about to break with my fat ass.
Anyways, we are the Uneducated Experts. I am Mink.
I am Jones.
Telling you everything that we think we know and nothing that we do. Are we on a delay?
No, we're not on a delay.
Or are you trying to echo?
No,
you trying to echo it?
Echo?
What? Huh?
What? Huh?
Hey, anyways. So we're obviously, not only are we uneducated, we're obviously idiots today. So I think this will be the most controversial topic we cover.
Don't do it.
Or at least that we've covered yet.
Don't do it. I don't want to do it.
Which is extremely ironic considering our ethnicities, but
I like how you throw that as a reason. Dude, this is gonna be.
I mean, I'm just saying. We're talking about someone that's pro-black, and he's doing stuff to try to improve society for minorities. And I'm just saying that the half white guy, because I'm half Mexican, half white, is
I'm half white.
The lighter skinned dude is the one that understands what he's doing and agrees with him and thinks that he's being blackballed for that reason.
Are you lighter than me?
Anyways,
I think with a good sun, you're darker than me. You've been darker than me sometimes when we were in Alaska, and even when I saw you in San
that's
Antonio.
true. Yeah, that's true. And I got a lot of tattoos, so that kind of helps. So anyways,
tattoos
so
help you
obviously,
with being dark.
yeah, I have my black tattoos all over me.
Okay.
Anyways,
All right, hey,
so I don't know
works for
what
you.
this has to do with anything. So, if you haven't picked up yet, we're talking about Colin Kaepernick.
Oh man, this is gonna be fun.
So I'm gonna tell you right now, Jones thinks that he doesn't have a job because he's not that good of a quarterback.
Nope. You already messed up right there. Nope. I don't think he's I don't think he has a job for multiple reasons, many of which I will cover. You just point to the fact that I say a percentage of the reason why he doesn't have a job is because he's not a good quarterback. So
listen, we're gonna try to keep this under 15 minutes.
Good luck.
Because I think we could talk on this for hours, and I say that because for those of you that don't know, if you ask our wives, who I'm sure would gladly tell you, we talk all day, every day. I'm sure that my wife is tired of Jones's voice, and I'm sure that Jones's wife is tired of my voice. I can only imagine, because not only do we talk all the time, but we actually send each other like voice messages through Facebook Messenger. So we had like a 2-hour conversation about Kaepernick the other night.
Yeah, all on voice messages too.
And it doesn't help that like we were both intoxicated.
No, that doesn't help at all.
So, yeah.
Dude, all right, so we're not going to agree on this. We'll try to keep under 15 minutes and get our points across. I know it's going to go over 15 minutes. But, hey, it's a hot topic, man. It's all over the sports and social media. So, let's get at it. I mean, what do you want to talk about? Because you're going to lose.
All right, so I'm going to lose. Well, one, there's no winner and loser here. So,
I'm always a winner.
I don't know why no, you're not. Who picked? How'd that DC pick go for you? Dun.
Why you bringing up old stuff, man? Come on now, man. That's all.
Now I'm bringing
you
up old
credit.
stuff.
I gave you credit.
Man, listen, you better be lucky I don't be using cuss words no more.
I gave
I'll
you
cuss
credit.
you out right now.
Oh, I gave you credit. Anyways, all right,
so listen, this is all I'm gonna say.
Colin
This is
Kaepernick.
not all I'm gonna say. This is what I'm gonna start off saying.
All right, hold on.
If you-
everybody wants to know. Everybody wants to know about Colin Kaepernick. The question is he being blackballed?
Yes, he's being blackballed.
Jesus. All right, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
It's not even a question.
All right.
So listen, if you can't name me 32 quarterbacks that are better than him in the NFL, there's no reason he shouldn't have a starting job. especially with these quarterbacks getting hurt right now. Especially with Big Ben about to retire next year. That's when it comes down to it. You can't prove me otherwise wrong.
Okay.
Because
Big Ben
you're
is
gonna
a
say
potential
that
retirement, and that has nothing to do with Colin Kaepernick if Big Ben retires or not. And if
I'm
Big
talking
Ben does
about
retire,
open
they drafted
quarterback.
Josh Dobbs. So
I'm
you're
talking
already going off
about
topic and you're
open
going off
quarterback
wrong, man.
positions. Look, this how I know it's gonna be a bad episode because I try super hard to never talk over you, but I'm already doing it. So
I'm gonna talk over you.
I'm talking about. That's fine. I'm the one that mixes it down, so I'll just mute you.
See how y'all do? You see how he does me, yo? Y'all see how he does me, right? Wants to mute the voice.
I'm talking about open quarterback position or open quarterback slots
Right now there is none.
that don't have, or a field slot that doesn't have someone better than Kaepernick in there. Is the NFL about winning games, or is it about other stuff?
Okay, yeah, I like how you said that. I love how you said that. The NFL is about playing football and winning games.
Okay.
Nothing else.
So
Nothing else.
now I'm talking about from the team. That's the team's perspective. Every team starts off the season with one goal, and that's to win the Super Bowl, correct?
I mean, yeah, sure.
Okay, so when you have players in the NFL that have committed other crimes and they've been forgiven, and these players still have jobs, you can't tell me that someone being a distraction was a good enough reason to not sign somebody. Tim Tebow was the biggest distraction the NFL's ever seen. Not for negative reasons, but for positive reasons, which I have nothing against Tim Tebow whatsoever, other than the fact that he's not a very good quarterback.
And he's not in the league.
I don't agree with that either. But that's also his fault because he could have been a tight end or a fullback in this league and been fine. He wouldn't change his position. So, besides the point though, he still got signed by 2 other teams and was given a chance. Colin Kaepernick could have just kept his contract with the Niners and still been their quarterback. He chose to opt out to both help them and help himself. He's now being blackballed due to him taking a knee.
He opted out to help the Niners?
Yeah, because they would have had to pay him like, was it 16 mil?
Okay, I think it was 12, but fine. 16 works even better for my argument. Okay, so go ahead. I'll let you finish. I'm going to be nice and let you finish.
Oh, no, I was pausing for you already.
Okay. Colin Kaepernick is not in the NFL for many reasons. Many reasons. One, he's injury prone. 2, let's just get it out there. We all know his protests. He is now an activist. And I believe he said that was his number 1 priority and football was second. I read an article. Don't know how truthful it is. It could be fake news. I mean, social media is filled with fake news now. And 3, because he's not a good quarterback, man. He's just not. And you're going to pull his stats up. 16 touchdowns, only 4 picks. Not knowing that majority of those touchdowns came in garbage time. And he's just not a good quarterback. He wants starter money, which is the reason why he's not in Seattle as the backup to Russell Wilson. And what did they say? Oh, he's too good to be our backup, which is the biggest BS I've ever heard in my life. Like that's seriously the biggest BS I've ever heard. But he's just not a good quarterback right now, and nobody wants non-football. He's not a good quarterback right now. He's not. If he can land on the squad and prove me otherwise, I would say he's a good quarterback. He's not accurate. He doesn't know how to look off his first read and hit somebody else, and he doesn't run like he used to, which limits his capabilities. Because everybody loved him when he first started, when he was started with the Niners, and he was running all over the NFL field. There's many reasons why he's not a starting quarterback. Excuse me, there's many reasons why he doesn't have a job. But I don't know, I'm getting off topic. Go ahead, man. Take it over.
Nah, I'm gonna let you make your point. Because
Okay.
the dumber you sound, the better it is from my side.
Bro, all right.
I'm not really calling you dumb.
No, I got you.
I apologize.
I'm going
But
off
you're fucking
going
dumb.
off 2 minutes
I
segments.
said the F word.
He's
I said the F word.
okay. Bottom line is nobody wants non-football related questions in their locker room. He's going to divide the locker room because there'll be people who side with what he said. Doesn't matter the race, black, white, Hispanic, doesn't matter. And there's going to be people who don't agree with what he did. So you already have a divided locker room. One. Two, let's say Joe Flacco, because everybody says he's going to the Ravens or he's going to be signed by the Ravens. Joe Flacco comes back and now Colin Kaepernick's the backup, right? Joe Flacco wins the game, but the media wants to talk to Colin Kaepernick because they want to ask him, what is he, now you decided to stand for the national anthem, or what are you doing to further pursue your recent protest, and what are you doing to change the way you view cops killing black people and just whatever, just injustice towards black people. You know what I mean? Like, there's going to be so much media, non-football distractions. The owner doesn't want that. And by the way, the owners of the NFL are all white. So, I mean, nobody wants that in their locker room. The head coach doesn't want it.
I mean, you're sounding more like on my side as you talk, but go ahead.
But I'm not on your side. I said there's many reasons why, though. He doesn't want to be a backup anyways. He wants starter money. He wants to be a starter. So give me the positions, give me the places that he can be a starter at.
Right now, Miami.
Nope.
With Tannehill out, and they're talking about why? Because of his shirt he wore? Easy solution. All you do is make an apology statement on wearing that shirt, saying you didn't realize what it was representing, because I believe the shirt had Malcolm X on it as well. So I didn't realize whatever. I was dumb. Too easy. You apologize. However, with Tannehill out, you're telling me you're going to sign Mr. Interception Jay Cutler?
Then you enter
those over Cap? You're
non-football
crazy.
Distractions.
So every player that took the knee just like he did, or did something that involved doing the protest like he did, should all be at the NFL then?
Well, let's see.
I'm asking you.
I know for a fact the Colts cornerback took a knee in London, and they told him to not even get on the plane with the team as they flew back to the United States. I can't remember his name, but I know that one for a fact because I watched the game and I laughed when I heard that news. He took a knee in London during the national anthem, and they told him, don't even get on the plane with us, you're cut. I don't remember I think his name was Reed, that took a knee next to him in a Niners uniform. I don't know his status.
Brandon Marshall from the Denver Broncos, the starting linebacker, also takes a knee.
Okay. He took a knee one time, right? I believe it was one time he took a knee.
No.
Is he still there?
He took a knee all season, yeah. Still a starter.
Okay. So how is...
Arian Foster took a knee.
Man, he retired.
Yeah, that's because he had knees that were made of glass, though.
Okay, but so... how is Colin Kaepernick being blackballed if Brandon Marshall still has a job?
Because, one, his contract's not up, and the Broncos aren't a whack-ass team that aren't going to hold stuff like that against players for using their rights and their platform to speak about an issue that the players are trying to improve.
Okay, then why don't the Broncos go and get Colin Kaepernick as a starting quarterback? Because they really don't have a good one right now.
They tried last year.
They tried to trade
He wouldn't take the pay cut. Yeah, he wouldn't take the pay cut to go to Denver. So I'm sure that put a bad taste in their mouth. Plus, they have two people already battling for it.
Okay, so you helped me then, and I'm glad you were helping me get back to my points.
How?
He doesn't take a pay cut. He wants starting quarterback money. So that's another reason
Denver
why he
didn't have the money to give him the money.
That's another reason why he doesn't have a job. There's many reasons, and one of it has to do with his protest. One of the major reason is probably his protest, but it's not the only reason why. Because as you said it before, we have criminals in the NFL that still play the game because they can still contribute at a high level. That's
but those aren't issues being brought up that make people feel uncomfortable. Listen, this is what I'm going to say about this whole issue, is that any drastic change that's ever happened in history has come with negative criticism towards it. Nothing that has ever changed positively was there people lining up like, yeah, we should make that change. Every drastic change has always been met with adversity. The same way this one is. Whether people want to admit it or not, there's a problem with, I'm trying to think of how to say this politically correct, with minorities being targeted by police and the judicial system more than Caucasian race or ethnicities, whatever. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
You didn't want to say white?
Yeah, I don't really, because I feel like once I start saying white or black, it just takes away from my point. So there's an issue.
Well, I messed up
If
my
you
whole
look
entire
at the
point
percentages,
earlier, so it doesn't
yeah, I
really
know.
matter.
But if you see, it's only used against people when they're on this side of the argument. If they're on the other side of the argument, it's not that big of a deal for some reason. Anyway, so when you break down the percentages, like, because they released the list of how many, like, we'll go with how many people have been killed by police officers. First off, the number in general, like the total number, way too high when you compare it to other countries.
And yeah,
Right.
I agree with you on that one. Yeah.
So that's a big problem, is the fact that we're okay with that number being as high as it is. And before I continue, this isn't like an anti-police thing by any means. I have friends that are police officers. I have no issue with police officers, nor do I want any issues with any police officers. I'm not trying to be in the next video because I'm a Mexican dude with a bunch of tats, and I'll get labeled a thug as soon as that video comes out. So, what was my point? No, so my point was, if you break it down by percentage, right? Because if you look at the number and just the number, it looks like, oh well, Caucasians are the victim more often. But when you break down the percentage of the numbers compared to the actual population,
I know where you're
it's
going with
always, the numbers are always drastically lean towards the minorities are being attacked more.
that. Yeah,
So
percentage-wise, yeah.
I'm a numbers
Obviously-
guy.
obviously
I'm a
not
numbers
number.
guy. Yeah, I'm a numbers guy. So like, if I could break down some statistically, that's what I go with because numbers don't lie. Right? So
Except
there's
for
obviously an
football field.
issue. So the problem, well, garbage time stats, but the problem is that why is someone protesting that a bigger issue than what the actual issue is? Like, no one gets upset about the fact that these are happening. They just get upset that someone's trying to bring attention to it. And then I hear people say, like,
do get upset that these are happening. Isn't there a whole movement going on right now that's been going on for the last couple of years?
yeah, but those aren't the people that are upset at Colin Kaepernick.
Oh, okay, my bad. You're right. No,
I'm saying the people that are upset with Colin Kaepernick are mad at him for doing something to bring attention to it, but they're not mad at the fact that their fellow citizens are being targeted, right? And you know what changes that? The minute it happens to someone they know. That's usually the turning point in people's eyes. Like, oh my God, this is a problem because it happened to fucking, I cussed again. It happened to so-and-so. Oh,
True.
now it's an issue because
True,
it
no,
affected you.
Yeah, I agree with that. I would 100% agree with that. I think that's one of the problems we have in this world is that nothing's a problem until it affects us, and nothing is a priority. I mean, if it's not a priority to us, it's more of a distraction. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. So, wait, with that, so that was just, we're talking about people being targeted by police, whatever. If you talk about the incarceration rate, I feel like I said that wrong, but if you look at the incarceration, whatever. If you look at the prison population and you
people
break
that are
down the
locked
numbers
up.
that way,
yeah.
yeah, it's still another drastic difference in who's being jailed and who's not, and who's being jailed for as long compared to other crimes.
Bro, say
Perfect example.
incarcerated. People being jailed sounds like you don't know English.
Yeah, I know, but I couldn't say incarcerated for some reason. It was weird. Anyways, so I seen a story about some, I'm just gonna say it, some black teens that watched someone drown and they didn't try to save them.
Okay.
And the media was like, they need to do life and they need to be in prison for the rest of their lives. They're animals. And then I seen the story about the white female who convinced her boyfriend to commit suicide. And then the media says,
On text
"Oh, that
messages?
was just freedom." Yeah, she like texted him and convinced him to do whatever.
Yeah.
But the media was saying, "Oh, well, that's freedom of speech. That's not a crime. She didn't do anything wrong."
Oh, wow.
And it's like, bro, how? Like, I think texting someone to convince them to kill themselves is a bigger crime than not jumping in a body of water to help someone. I mean, who knows if they could swim? That's gonna sound bad. That's gonna sound bad. I don't mean it that way, but I'm saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, one was someone actually trying to hurt someone. One was someone not trying to put themselves in danger.
Yeah, okay. So I understand what you're saying. We're almost at 20 minutes. Okay, but all right. So what is the head coach's job in the NFL?
To win games,
Thank you. What is the GM's job in the NFL?
to not get fired.
Well, it's not get fired, but to hire those players that the coach feels, and within the salary cap, that can that can help win those games, right?
Yep.
Okay. What is the owner's job?
To make money off the team.
To make money off the team, yes. To make money off the team. To also pay those contracts that the GM recommends from the head coach that can help win those football games. And the owners only care about money and winning football games. That's it. That is it. And yeah, so I kind of agree with you when it's not a forbidden topic, but it's a unpopular topic. Sure, it's a topic that makes people uncomfortable when it comes to race and social injustice. And hey, I should have said this before. I don't have a problem with what Colin Kaepernick did. I don't. However, the minute he did it, everybody knew there was going to be repercussions for it. Everybody knew there was going to be issues. And you want to know something funny? You know something funny is Mark Cuban, the owner of the Mavericks, made a comment that he's so glad that what do you say? He's so glad that the NBA doesn't have a politician running its business, and it allows the NBA to speak out and say what they feel. But if you look inside the NBA's contract agreements and the rules, they have to stand. It is in the contract that they have to stand for the national anthem.
Hey, so let me ask you this: when did they start playing the national anthem at football games? Do you know?
I don't know the exact date. Nah, if you have the exact date, that's good. Go ahead.
No, I'm not. It wasn't a date. It's because of an event.
9/11.
So no.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I really don't know. So
No. So they started playing the national anthem during sporting events. Once the deal was made with the armed forces, I don't know if you've seen the thing, but the armed forces pays these sporting leagues to do stuff for the military. There's a big article that broke, and they actually paid a lot of the money back. But when that deal was made, that's when they started having people stand to look more patriotic. So the league was never concerned about it before that. Like, they were never concerned about looking patriotic before they made money off it. So it's only a big thing now because no one knows that.
Okay, wait.
It's the same way.
Go ahead.
No, it's the same way when people found out that they were charging the military to do all these military promotions. Everyone thought they were just doing this out of the kindness of their heart, when in all reality they were doing it to make money. So people get so upset about what's going on, and I really feel like no one does research anymore, and they don't understand what they're upset about.
True. Actually, that part we'll agree on.
I think that Kaepernick
My wife uses biased Facebook clips to get her news and sway her one way or the other instead of looking at the entire segment, especially during the presidential campaign. But anyways, go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
If it's right wing news, and they're obviously pro right wing, left wing, same thing.
Yeah.
That's why I think we got to get rid of the two-party system. But that's not for the sports podcast. We're talking about Kaepernick. Is he being blackballed? The answer is yes. You break down statistics. I'm sure I could, off the top of my head, I can name 5 starters or 5 teams, at least 5, that Kaepernick would be better for their team. The fact of the matter is, no one wants to take the controversy with signing him. I mean, you have owners like Jerry Jones that flat out said, if you take a knee or if you don't stand for the flag, you're not on my team. So they don't care about what the message means. They don't care about the issue at hand. They just care about the negative publicity. I think that is trying to think of a word.
Okay, but listen. All right. So I think a lot of people have the issue with the platform that he used it on. And I was listening to Sarah Spain on ESPN Radio the other day, and I say the other day because I don't know when this podcast is going to be released, but it was on Friday, August the 4th. That's when I was listening to Sarah Spain on the radio, and she had an ex-musician on who now turned sports broadcast. Funny how that works when you just know people, probably. Anyways, and he said that it's the platform that he used it on that got the owners upset, or the owners having an issue with it. Hold on, listen. Because he said that if he opened up for, let's say, Kelly Clarkson. I guess he opened up for her one time. This is what he said. If he opened for Kelly Clarkson and he refused to play and he took a knee, or he refused to play, just protested, right? On her name, on her stage. Because remember, he's a player playing for the NFL. It's the NFL stage. And Kelly Clarkson said, I don't like what you did. You're supposed to play at my event. And she fired him off the tour. He said that would be entirely in her right. So if the NFL, the brand the NFL, has an issue with this player taking a knee and they are refusing to sign him due to that issue,
then they would say he's being blackballed for his choice to take a knee. That is that would be exactly what that is.
Damn it. I kind of walked myself into that one, didn't I?
So, listen. Oh, I had a point that I was gonna make. Now I can't think what it was.
Well, while you think of it, I just don't think he's getting blackballed just because of his knee, though. I just don't. He wants starter money. He's not a starter. If he took a backup role, I honestly think.
Who would you rather have take out all the news and everything else? Because another point is, when he first started taking a knee, no one had issue with it because the media didn't bring all the attention to it.
People still had issue with it. No, people had issue with it.
No, this was happening before the media caught attention. Once the media caught attention, it blew up. But I think there was like 3 games that he had already took a knee. Or no, he started off sitting down.
Yeah,
he was sitting down before.
Sat down for one
now,
game,
do you know why he went
game.
from?
He sat down one game and then he took a knee the next game. It was only like 1 or 2 games.
No, it was like I think it was all preseason actually. But do you know why he went from sitting down? Do you know why he went from sitting down to taking a knee?
Because he didn't get the attention he wanted?
Negative.
Okay, go ahead.
So, he was sitting down instead of taking a knee, and people started saying that he was disrespecting the military, right? Right?
Okay.
You remember that? Hold on.
Actually, I do. Yeah, actually, I do remember that.
So, everyone started saying you're disrespecting the military. So, there's a ex-military player. I'm trying to find his name right now. I can't find his name.
But they say please
stand.
Oh,
no,
say,
no, right here.
Stand.
Richard Allen Smith. So, actually, I don't know if that's him either. Anyways, so there was a veteran person. I think he was like a long snapper or something like that. That I think he wrote him a letter. Not really sure if it was him who wrote the letter. Anyways, he was sitting down. People saying he was disrespecting the military. He met with this veteran to have a conversation about it and said, okay, if people feel that I'm disrespecting the military, that's not what I'm trying to do. How can I continue to do my protest but not disrespect the military? The agreement that was made was that the veteran told him a sign of the military of I need help is to take a knee. So instead of sitting down, take a knee. That's why he went from sitting down to the national anthem.
Wait a minute. So the agreement between, at the time, a backup quarterback and a ex-veteran long snapper was that was the agreement. So Colin Kaepernick made an agreement with an ex-veteran long snapper to take a knee.
He met with a military veteran that was in the NFL. He met with him and they had the conversation, the debate, whatever, about how he could continue his protest but not make people think he was disrespecting the military because that wasn't his intention. And the decision was that instead of sitting down,
when he took a knee and got in front of everybody, because he didn't take a knee behind he didn't take a knee initially behind the line that stood up. He took, like, as he sat down and people really didn't pay attention to it, he took a knee as he got on line with everybody else. As it started playing national anthem, he took a knee, and that's when the camera was focused right on. Okay, but he talked to one ex-veteran, and they came up. Them two came up with that agreement. And it's funny that when he took a knee is when people started saying more than just that veteran long snapper or ex-veteran long snapper. People started saying that he was disrespecting the military.
So I'm pretty sure that the first time, I think the first time he took the knee, the veteran stood next to him as well. Anyways, look. So here, I remember my thing, right? And your point was that people feel that he shouldn't have used his platform the way he did to bring it up, right? Everyone always critiques people on how they protest. and
True.
it's never the way other people want.
Well, true.
Oh well, I
But
just
nobody really
didn't like
wants
the
to
way you did
protest.
that. Yeah, exactly. So everyone has well, it would have been better if he would have did this or he did that. The fact of the matter is he did a peaceful protest, which are within his rights, which are the rights that the military has fought for people to have, to bring issue to a issue that's affecting American citizens, and he's trying to improve something. To me, that's the most patriotic thing you could do.
Bro, I told you from the get-go 30 minutes ago, I said I did not have an issue with what he did. As everybody knows
But
by
you don't
now.
think he's being blackballed.
I just don't
Even
think
though
being
you have
blackballed- I don't think
you have owners that are openly stating that they won't let people on their team if they do what he's doing, if they protest the way he's protesting.
I just don't think
You
he's
have
being
players
blackballed just because,
like James Harrison
just
that says,
because
if you
of
don't
his
stand
feeling.
up during the national anthem, I'm gonna punch you in your face. Like,
What was that? Say it again.
so, I said you have players like James Harrison that are saying, "Oh, if you don't stand up for the national anthem and you're on my team, I'm gonna punch you in the face." Actually, I
Okay,
think he said,
don't.
you won't be able to stand or something like that.
You can't
all
fault
I'm
a man
saying
for
is
being that
you
patriotic
can-
that you need to stand for the flag.
Yeah, but people are mad because he's exercising his rights. He's not burning the flag. He's not kneeling on the flag.
True.
He's just kneeling while the anthem's playing,
I got
which
you.
is as you know, as a military member, taking a knee is a sign of needing a break or needing help.
Okay, I don't have an
That's
issue
all
with him
it is.
taking a knee.
So-
I just don't think he's being blackballed just because he took that knee. That's all I'm saying.
So you're telling
owners
me
don't want the distraction of the non-football related distraction that's going to come with signing Kaepernick. Owners don't want it. Head coaches don't want a backup that's going to be saying that's just going to be asked to speak to them, that the media's going to ask to speak to more than a starting quarterback. And then you have a quarterback who could have been a starting quarterback.
like
with
like
No, I ain't
Tebow
done-
and
I
the
ain't done-
Jets, like Tebow and the Jets.
That was Rex Ryan
they
BS, and that was Rex Ryan. That was a joke. But then
They
you have
definitely
Colin
talked to
Kaepernick.
him more than they talked to Mark Sanchez.
You let me finish? Are you let me finish? I'll let you talk for like 10 minutes straight. Are you let me finish?
Go
Then
ahead.
you have Colin Kaepernick who opted out.
Wrap it up
Opted
then.
out of his contract. Could have got paid about what? Okay, fine. I say 12. You say 16. Fine. We'll just say 14. Let's just call it even 14. Could have got paid $14 million and been a starting quarterback, but he opted out. You want to hear something? I think this is all part of his plan. I said it. He knew that there was going to be issue and backlash. He opted out, knowing he was going to have a hard time finding a job, and that every injured quarterback that comes up on the radar, his name would be tied to that team, as a potential starter or a backup. And then when he didn't get a job, social media in the sports world would call it blackballed. Would say that that Kaepernick should be a backup or at least a starter somewhere, right? And the reason why it's not is because of what he did, so that his message and the reason why he protested could continue going on.
So, I mean,
What do
you
you think
can't
about
say
that?
his goal is to make more money because he donates. I think the number I heard was $1 million is what he donates, like the Oakland charities that are for
And
at-risk youth,
everybody in
whatever.
sports media talks about that. So that's what I'm saying. What if this?
And
is,
then
what if
what
this
about
was
the
his
fact that he
plan the entire
donated
time?
all of his profits from his jersey sales last year, which was the number one selling jersey in the
Okay,
NFL?
and people talk about that. So I'm asking you, what if
So-
this was his
so-
plan the entire time?
But what's his end goal for this plan? What does he gain from this?
What is he? He's gaining free publicity because people are talking about what he did almost a year ago now. That he already
Okay,
agreed
but-
to not doing
okay,
anymore.
so-
Hold on, no, he agreed to not do it anymore, right? He said, "I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to do it anymore." Yada yada. But he still doesn't have a job. And the sports media, every ankle sprain or sprained pinky a quarterback gets, they should call Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick's on the radar. Colin Kaepernick is a free agent. They could sign Colin Kaepernick. Or they won't because he took a knee. Because he wanted to fight. He wanted to stand up for social injustice to African Americans. Because he protested about cops killing unarmed black men and innocent black men. And his message has been carried out even after he stood up for the national anthem and said he wasn't going to kneel anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, what if this was his plan the entire time? His end goal right now is that we're still talking about what he did months ago, almost a year ago, that he agreed not to do anymore.
I mean, that doesn't seem like a very good end goal to me, but sure. I mean, we can go with it.
Well, his
Anyway,
end goal,
look, we're
who
at
cares? He
almost
has
35
money.
minutes.
He has money, so it's not like he has an issue with money. He's donated how many millions now? Because you already said it. So he has money. His message is still being carried out.
All right, so we said 15 minutes. We're at 35. So at the end of the day, I feel that he's being blackballed. And we didn't even get into statistically who he's better than, because he's better than Blake Bortles. No idea who the Jets quarterback is. I mean, he's better than Brock Osweiler. He's better than...
Okay, but you also...
whoever the Niners quarterback is...
Say Blake Bortles. Blake Bortles on that rookie contract still, so he's not getting paid anything compared to what Kaepernick wants to get paid. I'm just saying.
But what's the goal?
Money talks too.
What's the goal? Is the goal to save money, or is the goal to win games?
Well, the goal is to win games, but also if you can... Kaepernick is not going to go to the Jags and what's he going to win, 2 more games? He's not going to make them a playoff contender. By the way, that would be a terrible
that's the best
fit
part
with
about
the
it
Jaguars.
being football. That's the best part about football is that if any game is winnable. Anyways, look, we're too long.
Kaepernick won a bunch of them last year, didn't he? 1 in 11. Or 1 in 10 and 11 starts.
That's a team. What one player in the NFL can win a game?
Tom Brady.
Tell me what quarterback can win the. Tell me what quarterback can win a game without someone catching the ball.
Oh, here we go.
Tell me what running back can win the game without someone handing the ball. I can do this all day.
That's so hard to do, man. That's so hard to do. Yeah,
okay,
what quarterback
so if no one's there to take the snap and hand it to him.
Yeah, there you go. I knew you were going to go there. I knew you was going to go there.
Because it's the same thing when people argue. You cussed again. When people argue and their number one go-to is, well, so-and-so has more rings, so he's better. Like, okay, then Terry Bradshaw is one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game. No, because wins and rings are team stats. Those are team categories.
Who's the best quarterback
when it comes
of all
to a player, the best, that's hard. Who's the greatest? The greatest is Tom Brady.
Okay,
and by greatest, I mean who has won the most. That would be Tom Brady.
He has 5 rings, so you just put him
statistically and rings, he would be considered the greatest because he's broken the records.
All right,
however,
40 minutes, man. Let's cut this shit off.
Yeah, I know.
Because listen,
look, we're never gonna agree. I think he's being blackballed. You think he's not?
You say he's being blackballed just because of his kneeling, right?
Yes.
Okay, and all I said was he's not being blackballed just because of his kneeling. It's his money that he wants. He wants to be a starter, and he's not starter quality anymore. And he took a knee. So I'm not arguing with you about the knee part being the reason why he's not signed. All I said was that's not the only reason. The owner doesn't want those distractions.
Break it down by percentages. Break it down by percentages. What percent is it due to his money? What percent is it due to his play? And what percent is it due to him taking a knee?
So I get those 3 topics? I mean, I get those 3?
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be... I'm going to prove your point because I'm going to say the majority is his kneeling. Fine. I would say 40% is his kneeling, 25 is his play, and 15 is his 40%. My math is off.
So you're saying the majority is
let's go 45. Yeah, let's go 45, 30, and 25. It's 45.
All right.
30, 25.
So, like you said, that math made sense. Like you said, the majority of it is because of him taking the knee.
I would not argue that. The majority is of it because of his knee. Because it's also what that knee brings, bro. I know we're 40 minutes in, but that's what that knee brings. The knee brings unwanted distractions in a locker room. And then Colin Kaepernick in that locker room brings a divided locker room that gives a head coach and the other assistant coaches more work to do that's unnecessary. It's what that knee brings secondary and third effects. Secondary effects and third effects. Whatever, you know what I'm trying to say though. It's a ripple effect. You bring Colin Kaepernick in a locker room. The media has unfootball related questions. The locker room is divided. There's going to be people who, even his own teammates, would not agree with what he did. Just like I said, James Harrison said he would say you're not going to be able to kneel next time or whatever he said. So it's what that kneeling brought that it's going to be more issues. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Hey, look, but we gotta cut off. I mean, if your answer to someone bringing up a social injustice is that you're not gonna like him because you don't want to talk about it, then that just tells us what kind of character you have. Anyways, as always,
the owner of the NFL,
anybody, if you aren't willing to stand up for every citizen,
But people are
and
talking
help
about
everybody.
it. His message is still going though, so people are talking about it.
I'm talking about the fact that he's not being signed for the majority reason, like you said, because of what he's done. Because of
everything that comes after
no
that
one
too.
likes it. Yeah, because no one likes it. That's what it falls down to. Anyways, we're never going to agree on this. We're way past any segment we've ever done. So, as always, we are the Uneducated Experts.
Probably sounding a little more uneducated than educated today, or sounding more uneducated than expert. I am Jones. That was terrible.
We're telling you everything that we think we know.
And nothing that we do. We don't know anything today, dude. I'm telling you right now, this was terrible.
Have a dope day.